Hello there!
General Kenobi.
You always say my name wrong and it's hilarious. Welcome to episode 4 of Aggressive Negotiations. We are talking about the Unnamed Jedi today, which does not make a lick of goddamn sense if you haven't been paying attention. So, we are talking about the Unnamed Jedi today. So, the whole point of that is that, we're talking about the unnamed Jedi who fill out the council ranks and who are kind of just there for background scenery and, background scenery. That's literally what they are, though. They could all be replaced with sexy lamps and they'd still serve the same purpose. Or unsexy lamps. Just put a bathrobe on a lamp and you've got a Jedi. Fuck it. Anyway. We're talking about the unnamed Jedi who fill out the ranks of the Jedi Council, who are kind of just kicking around in the back. I completely forgot to change the widgets to the comic one. Oh well, that's fine. I am pretty sure the chat says I am pretty sure that there is a Jedi who is a lamp, and I wouldn't be surprised. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We are also going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff that's happening, and our most requested Jedi to speak about, Yaddle.
Yeah, she's popular.
Apparently. Anyway, today's stream is also brought to you by Twitch streamer Star Pop, but we'll get to that later. So how are you today, Matt?
I'm doing well.
Yeah? How was work this week? Oh wait, it's Monday. How was work today?
This week, the entire one day has been pretty good.
It's not a holiday here in Canada. That our May long weekend was last weekend. So happy Memorial Day to all of our American friends who happen to be listening. That totally dates this podcast, and I don't care. It is May 27th today. Might as well just straight up date it, and we are talking about all things Star Wars. So, how's your week been? Since the last week you've gotten, since the last episode we did, have you done anything fantastic? Anything?
Not especially.
You're not going to mention the cake?
Oh, well, the cake was really good.
I made a cake yesterday. I made some cinnamon buns yesterday.
Mm-hmm. I helped.
You did help. It was great. Yeah, so I have not done
I had a piece of cake before we started.
Oh?
And
it's better today.
It's super, super good.
Right? It's even better today. Anyways, we are so off topic, but that's basically all I've done this week is make baked goods.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, my birthday is on Thursday, so we'll indulge.
Exactly.
And I have done absolutely nothing related to Star Wars this week. I haven't even read my books. I've just been so busy doing everything else, so Bloodlines is still sitting on my shelf. I've still got all those other books sitting on my shelf waiting to be read. We'll get into that later. But there has been a crap ton of news this week. Since I say this week, since the last episode, because we do on Mondays. So in the past week, there has been a whole epic boatload of news. I'm a little disappointed. I can't find any reviews of that Vader VR game that just came out. It came out literally on Saturday.
Yeah, I think it's because
I haven't seen
there's not a large group of people actually doing VR game reviews because the audience is so much smaller than
maybe there's an embargo or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there might be that too.
I guess maybe just people didn't get the Oculus thing. For $400 for a VR headset that doesn't have a lot of games on it, it seems pricey.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I haven't seen any reviews yet, and I'm dying to see what people are thinking about this one, because it looks like I want it. It's something that I want. God, that picture is... Mm-hmm. We'll get to that. So, yeah, I've got a whole crap ton of news to talk about, if you're ready to just get right into it. Aside from the Oculus Quest. So... we all know that there's more movies coming after the Skywalker saga. This has been something that has been talked about. There's a roadmap. There's a schedule where it's going to come out every other year, starting in 2022, even though they said no more movies for a while. But then they realized how much money these things were making. And it really sucks because, Solo did poorly and Rogue One did poorly, so I'm not getting any more of my Solo movies.
There's a movement asking for a Solo 2 as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it anywhere near as successful as the rewrite Game of Thrones Season 8 petition?
I haven't looked into Game of Thrones, so I don't know.
Oh my god. Okay, well, I'm going to bring it up because this totally ties into what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
So, we know that the Game of Thrones showrunners, D.B. Weiss and David Benioff, are in charge of the next Star Wars movie. It's supposed to take place outside of the Skywalker saga, and it's not supposed to be like any of that stuff. There's a new petition that hopes to scare them off of it. It's around 16,000 signatures, and it's looking for 25,000 signatures. So I mean, they're almost at their like change.org petition, whatever crap.
Mm-hmm.
They're signed on for a trilogy. They were supposed to do the next 3. I personally don't like it, but anyways, it seems paltry. They're looking for 25,000 signatures to scare these guys away from, or to force Disney to listen to the internet and be like, get these guys off the... But the Rewrite the Last Season of Game of Thrones petition is at 1.5 million signatures.
That's crazy.
Right? So I really don't think that this 25,000 signature petition to get these guys off of Star Wars is going to do anything. I think it's really stupid and it's a waste of time. I don't agree with them being on Star Wars. I think they are a bad choice personally, but whatever. Not really my say, not really my problem, as it were. But like 16,000 signatures to get these dudes off of when Rewrite Season 8 of Game of Thrones is at 1.5 million.
It's pretty crazy.
I feel like this is something that people need to spend less time doing. I get that you don't like it, but they're...
And like I've heard a lot about this past season and why it could possibly be the way it is, but it's still like, I don't know. You can take something at face value, and I don't know, like how much are people spending on it that they need to demand recompense for their money's worth.
It really ties into, once the product is out there, the creators don't owe you jack.
Yeah.
Like, I write a book, you buy the book, that is the end of our transaction. Like,
yeah.
I mean, how many petitions were there to get J.J. Abrams fired and stuff? And that didn't really happen. Nothing happened. They're not going to listen to you. Unless, one of these dudes, like, unless D.B. Weiss, I assume it's Weiss the same way like Rachel Weisz. Anyway,
sure.
If it comes out that he is like now murdered 10 people, and this is complete speculation, I'm just using it as, an example. Like, unless it comes out that he's murdered a bunch of people or something crazy like that, I really, honestly, sincerely don't think that it is going to change much of anything. You guys can petition all you want. I sincerely don't believe that it's going to do anything. Even 25,000 is not enough to do anything. You guys didn't, vote with your dollars. I mean, you did it with Solo. You jerks didn't go watch Solo, which was the best Star Wars movie I've seen. I'm going to be super controversial here and say that Solo was probably the best Star Wars movie to come out of this current gen. Fight me. Don't at me, but you can fight me. I still want a Lando movie.
Yeah, a Lando movie would be incredible.
Speaking, are we good? Are we good about this? Because I could just rage about this for 20 minutes about how people are. I think these petitions are dumb.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, the chat's agreeing. We record this live on Twitch. If you're listening to this as a podcast, we record this live on Twitch, so there is a chat happening here. You guys should come and hang out with us on Twitch, but the chat is agreeing that a Lando movie would be amazing.
Yeah.
Especially everything they set up in Solo, giving me a Lando movie, I would scream forever. I fell in love with Donald Glover as Lando. Anyway, speaking of movies, let's move on to this next thing. I am screaming in fangirl over here because a movie based on Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic, that beloved video game that came out in 2003, is currently being written. I'm gonna mess up her name. Leta Calogridis. I've probably messed that up. But she wrote Avatar and Shutter Island. I'm a huge Shutter Island fan. I will never watch that movie again because... Actually, I will watch it because I don't think you've seen it yet.
I have seen it.
Have you seen it? We should go watch it. I loved it. It hurt my soul. That was one of the best movies I have seen. I think Leo DiCaprio should have got an Oscar for that one.
He really should have. That was back in the day.
Right? But she's writing a Knights of the Old Republic. I am trying really hard not to just like pound on the table and excite on the desk like, oh my god, I'm so excited, I just want to clap. I was such a Knights of the Old Republic freaking... I played that movie like played that game like 6 times.
Yeah.
Back in the heyday of BioWare, back when it was like the most amazing.
Still very excited.
Okay. It's being written by a woman. I gotta say, like, this is... We know that Lucasfilm gets a lot of crap for always putting white, straight men at the helm of their movies.
Yeah.
We know that there's going to be some backlash about this, but it is being written by a woman, and this is only the second time that a woman has been given the reins to a Star Wars film. The first time was Empire Strikes Back. I can't remember her name. I just read it. I forgot to write it down. I'm terrible with names. I had to look up all the characters from Knights of the Old Republic because I forgot their damn names. But on Empire Strikes Back, there was a woman who was credited with co-writing. So this is only the second time a woman has been given the reins to a Star Wars movie. I don't care about casting. I don't care about anything. I am getting a Star Wars movie. I also don't know movie stars anymore because I am old and I live under a rock somewhere. Like, I have exiled myself from pop culture for the most part. But Sebastian Stan for Karth.
I like that.
You have no idea who I'm talking about. He was such a jackass. Karth is the biggest jackass in the game. I mean, no, Canderous is a jackass. Karth is like that smarmy, arrogant Han Solo type, but he's just a dick.
Like, I've been on the internet long enough that I've probably come across him in a Star Wars meme. Because Reddit does that. But yeah,
I'm pulling up a name, or I'm pulling up a picture. He looks like Jonathan Frakes.
A little bit.
He looks like Riker. He acts a lot like Riker. He's that kind of douchebag. I'm mixing up my Star Trek and Star Wars. Yeah, I love Riker too, but if you watch Star Trek again, Riker is a dick.
I don't have to watch Star Trek again.
But anyway, Sebastian Stan.
Yeah.
I don't give a crap about anything else. I just love that idea of Sebastian Stan as Karth. The rest of it can be whoever they want. I am so excited to see Canderous and HK, and you will finally understand what I'm talking about and why, when we used to play the Star Wars RPG, why Evie was so very much the way Evie was, aside from Evie being 100% a torture droid.
Definitely.
But yeah, no, Sebastian Stan for Karth, female Revan, give me some love interest action all up in there, and I don't really care about anything else. I am just so excited for this, and the fact that it's being written by a woman, and we're getting sort of that, you know, just bring me in that BioWare goodness from Knights of the Old Republic. I'm literally going to go buy it now. You know that.
Yeah.
It'll be my birthday present. To myself. Maybe I'll work on that later. Anyway. Knights of the Old Republic. I am super stoked. I can see the chat is super stoked.
Yeah. I think we're all excited.
I think we are all excited. That news broke a couple of days ago, as far as I know. I was
Something
just doing it like last week. Filming this on Monday is a pain because nothing happens on Mondays, but we have to catch up on all of the news from last week. It's ridiculous. Anyway, one of the things, we're going to move on from the movies to talking about Galaxy's Edge theme park. We're going to be talking a lot about that today, but I just want to there's 2 points before we get into before we get into everything else. There's 2 points I want to talk about for Galaxy's Edge. The theme song that John Williams just wrote. That beautiful, melodic, epic, adventurous, orchestral 6-minute soundtrack or whatever it was that we have listened to. You can look it up. It's on iTunes. You can go look it up. It will never be played in full at the park. They commissioned this. They got it written by John Williams, who is retiring after episode 9, who's never going to write... Dude's 87. He deserves it. Don't get me wrong. We talked about this last week, but still, he is retiring, and they are never planning to play this in full in an official capacity at Galaxy's Edge.
Like, on one hand, yeah, that's super unfortunate. On the other hand, I can understand, like, moving around this giant, like, place. You're not going to be able to stand around and just listen to the song for its entirety anyways, so...
What they're doing, they don't want to play the whole 90-piece orchestra full score thing that he's written. Yeah. What they're doing is they're playing snippets. What they had said, there was a press release. I don't ever pay attention to names because I don't care that much, mostly, but listening to men talk. Basically, it's been broken up. They don't want it to sound like a background song. They don't ever really want you to have that, oh, there's music, oh, this background music. Like, they don't ever want it to be like a background thing. So they're going to be playing it in snippets around the park. They've deconstructed it and reworked some of it with John Williams' permission, like how they've done with other attractions, with other instances of his music being deconstructed, like in the more simplified music for the shows and stuff. And in the movies, there's like always the little simplified version of like Leia's theme, for example, or whatever.
Yeah.
They're doing that, and they don't want it to ever feel like background music, so they've placed snippets throughout the park. They've deconstructed it to make it sound more like something, and this is basically a quote, a small band of traveling musicians might play in a marketplace. So they're trying to make it more immersive and more interactive, and I get it, but not being able to hear the whole thing. Like, I mean, you can put it on your phone and listen to headphones if you want.
Yeah.
But I still think that's kind of...
Like, I'm sure we're gonna find or hear a lot more about this throughout the summer, because that park is not going to be not full at any point during this summer.
No, it's going to be 100% full. You don't understand. There is no space. All the tickets are sold out.
Yeah.
Every single ticket is sold out, so it's always going to be full. We will never get there. We probably won't get there for 2 or 3 years. Not just because we're broke, but also because, like, it is constantly selling out. Those first batch of tickets sold out in under 2 hours.
Exactly. We're probably going to hear a lot about it, and the people who put together these parks are very smart people.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I just think it really sucks. Personally, if it was my work that was getting chopped apart and deconstructed like that, and it's just like, we don't want it to feel like background music, like, I guess hearing it on a loop forever would suck. And I guess they're trying to make it feel more immersive and less like retail or whatever, and more like you're wandering around, but still, like, not even getting to hear it on the rides or whatever, like,
I don't know, the fact that they put it out as something you can get on your iPod or whatever and listen to anyways, I think that makes up for it.
I guess. I don't know. Speaking of Galaxy's Edge, there's a map. Did you look at this map?
I didn't take a great look,
Holy crap. Yeah. It's huge.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. I'm impressed. I wonder how much of that... And then did you see the cast members? There's like... I forget the number. I want to say like 500 or something people running this on Batu. I forget. There was a cast member shot. There were a lot of people. Like, there were a lot of people. And this park looks huge.
Yeah. It looks pretty incredible.
It looks amazing. Like, it is big. There's a lot of space, which is great. The merchandise. So the merchandise ticketing system makes absolutely no sense.
I didn't read about that.
I looked at it briefly because we're going to talk about the merchandise in the next section, but like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like, you can only buy this exclusive in the morning if you show up. Fast Pass holders only get this and this, or Fast Pass holders get everything, and if you don't have a Fast Pass, you can't get this and this. It's completely insane. It's like Comic-Con, like San Diego Comic-Con, or, yeah, the big Comic-Con.
Pretty sure that's in San Diego.
I don't know. It looks like the San Diego ticketing system, almost like these lottery kind of like, you can get in line, and then the comments were like, so wait, if I get there at 6 o'clock in the morning and I get in line with my morning pass, do I not get this and this? And it was just like, my eyes started melting, like my head turned into, you know, at the end of Indiana Jones with the face melting? Yeah, that's how I felt reading this. It's so convoluted. Because the demand is so high.
Yeah. Where some people would literally go in and try and buy one of everything, so they...
No, I can see people... I would buy one of everything if I had the money to literally buy one of everything. I would buy one of everything. It's more... I know it's to stop collectors, and I know it's kind of to make things more fair for everybody, but it's so convoluted that it almost doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, I got bored reading it. I was just like, oh my god, this is so convoluted, and I've never been to Disney World. I don't know anything about the parks, so, you know, it was just obnoxious, really.
Yeah.
Just obnoxious to read about it.
That's crazy.
Right. But we'll talk more about that in our second section. I got one more piece of news, and this is probably only important to me because I am a horrible thirsty. I am a thirsty bitch. Okay, let's be real here. Alphabet Squadron. I am so excited for this book. It's completely ridiculous. I honestly, we've talked about it. I still don't know what it's about. It's about a squadron of guys in different ships doing their thing. Alphabet Squadron. Got some teaser images and more teasers, and every single one of these characters, like they got like official art, and every single one of these characters is hot as hell, and I'm so stoked for this book. I am so stoked for this book. All the characters are hot. I'm thirsty. I should take a drink. It's hotter than freaking Tatooine in here again, because you're a furnace.
Yep.
And
I just blow hot air.
Yeah, you do. A lot of hot air blowing. Anyway, let's not turn this into an insult, but Alphabet Squadron, oh my god, everybody is so hot.
They are some sexy peoples. This artwork.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. It
comes out in June, I think on the 12th.
It looks really good.
And I'm like legitimately enjoying almost every current piece of tie-in movie or tie-in media that I've been reading. Like almost every one of it. I have been like, that's a 10. That's a 10. That's an 8. That's a 10. And then I go and I'm like, movies. But I've always been that way. Like, I've always been more into the books and the tie-ins and the, like, comics and all that other stuff compared to the movies. Like, the movies are good, don't get me wrong. But I'm just like, yeah, Solo is the best movie I've ever seen. And I'm just like, all these tie-in medias. I'm like, yay, tie-in media is so good. I love it all. And then, I'm just such a casual. I just like all the other tie-in crap over everything. It's like, oh, this book about Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh, this video game about Jar Jar Binks. I wish that existed. I would play the hell out of that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just too casual. I'm too much of a filthy casual. In other publishing news, I forgot about this one. Delilah S. Dawson, who wrote the Phasma book that came out 2 years ago, I think now, is coming back to comics with Star Wars Adventure 25. I'm super stoked about this one too. It's a young Leia and Holdo story. It is about how they met and their first missions together and why Leia likes Holdo as much as she does. So, yeah, Star Wars Adventures 25. I'm not sure what the publication date is, but I just know that it's Star Wars Adventures 25. And Delilah S. Dawson is a delight. I love her books. I haven't read Phasma, but I've read a bunch of her other stuff. She writes novels. She writes another comic called Sparrowhawk, which is basically Fairy Fight Club. Yeah, it's like Fight Club, but with fairies. And it's a human who gets transported into the fairy world. And yeah, it's great. It's bloody. Phasma is apparently good according to the chat. It's on my list. I just haven't picked it up yet because I am so behind on everything forever. My book pile is taking over my life.
Yeah.
I have as many books as I have yarn.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of stuff. So, yeah, Star Wars Adventure 25 by Delilah S. Dawson. I am super excited for this. The chat is agreeing with me about the books being unwieldy. That's fantastic.
Wait, do they have a lot of yarn, though? Because they're not specifying.
I'm assuming it's books.
All right.
All of my craft supplies take up like a huge corner. Yeah, see though the chat does not have a lot of yarn, which is unfortunate. Get some yarn. Get on my level, you guys. Let the yarn bombing begin. Yeah, no, we don't. Yarn and miniatures and books, according to the chat, and I'm not allowed to have miniatures right now.
Yeah.
Oh, but that is something else entirely. So that is all of the news that I have for right now. Are you ready to take a quick break and head over to the advertising?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about some advertising here, guys, real quick. Going to start with this one. What history has gone unnoticed? What changes have been made to the comics industry because of political interference? What seedy underbelly lurks forgotten to seduce and entice those who are less wary? Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, join me and my friend Mary as we uncover the hidden truths that the comics industry hopes you'd have forgotten. The podcast is called Seduction of the Innocent, a Politics in Comics podcast. Every Friday, I keep saying Monday, every Friday live on Twitch, hosted here on the On Comics Ground channel. And then, did you know that you can support your favorite writers and shows directly? You can by pledging to the On Comics Ground Patreon. Your dollars go directly to running the website and paying contributors. In return, you'll get early access to op-eds and featured content before the website, ad-free podcasts, access to a fan Discord, and unlock merchandise for your favorite podcasts and series. Head over to patreon.com/oncomicsground and donate today. Your dollars will go directly to helping us keep this going. Anyway, part 2. First off, merchandise.
There's a lot of stuff coming out of Galaxy's Edge, and it's a lot of varied stuff. But one thing that caught my eye were the lightsabers. The entire package for your first purchase is $200. That gets you the blade, the handle, and the kyber crystal. But after that, you can spend another $50 for a different blade, or $50 for another kyber crystal, or another $100 for a different hilt. And I have no idea what these kyber crystals are made out of, and but they're really interesting looking, because you actually open up the lightsaber and put the crystal in, and you can get different colored ones for whatever you need, and it's just super cool. And you can customize these hilts to look however you want them.
I'm on the Googles right now, just pulling it up.
Yeah.
It's called Savi's Workshop, customize, reservations.
And I'm not seeing a lot of information other than just pictures and the pricing, but like it's a lot of different things that you can put together, and the big highlight is these kyber crystals that...
Do you have a picture of the kyber crystals?
Yeah.
Because I'm not seeing that on here.
There is a couple of pictures, and it's on the Disneyland News Today website.
Yeah, that's where I was, and it wasn't showing me anything cool.
But, yeah. I thought those were a really cool thing that I'm sure a lot of people will
you can buy.
thoroughly enjoy. Because these are some high-quality, customizable lightsabers.
There's busts. There's... Oh my god, look at... I'm pulling it all up right now because I haven't actually looked at it yet.
There's so much stuff.
There's a...
Like...
Oh my god. That's disgusting.
There's so much stuff, and like people just are like drowning in the price of some of these things, where like the most expensive thing you can purchase is like $25,000, and I'm pretty sure it's a full-size droid.
You can buy holocrons. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can buy. There's so much crap. I love it.
And it looks really high quality.
Yeah.
Like we're using crap in the best sense of the word.
I don't mean it looks like garbage. I mean like, oh my god, that is a lot of shit to put in your house. I really want to go see it. There's a 12-foot tall taxidermied Wampa at the Den of Antiquities.
Nice.
I want to go. I don't know if it's for sale. So I'm looking at this. There's some busts. There's some that's like some, those are Jedis to put on your wall. That's a book of, I don't know what. That's probably a notebook.
And mugs.
There's mugs. There's Jedis, busts, statues. Those look like.
Those are the statues that I'm pretty sure Palpatine had in his office.
Yeah, there's like the golden. Oh my god.
Yeah.
There's a bust of Darth Maul.
Which looks super cool.
Yep. Apparently, yeah, that's the replicas of Palpatine's office, a bust of Mace Windu, legacy lightsabers. So you can buy, the legacy lightsabers as well as building your own. Holy crap, that's cool. You can buy the hilt alone or buy a separate blade, and the blade will know what color it should be based on which hilt you pair it with. That's impressive. The holocrons are so cool.
Yeah, no, I want one. I want a set of those. They have both Jedi and Sith holocrons.
Yeah, we're looking at the pictures right now because I haven't done any of this stuff. I know I want to go so bad, chat. Then there's a toy maker. They make adorable little things that look handmade but are obviously not.
The way they do.
They're really, really cute, but that kind of sucks. I get the license thing, but I've seen similar stuff like that. These toys, and then there's a creature place. These all have.
Yeah, you can get those porgs.
We don't talk about the hell is that thing? That thing looks like from. There's this little frog, not the frog thing. It's like a little cow frog thing. It looks like. Do you remember the movie Evolution? And they find the thing. There's like the wine moms having their book club, and they find like a really sick dog. I'm doing the air quotes. That's what that looks like.
Okay, it doesn't look like a dog.
It doesn't look like a dog. It's a puffer pig. I'll bet you any money that's a puffer pig.
Yep.
They have movement and sound. That's gross. That's a lot of stuff. And then it literally doesn't show us anything about the lightsaber place. There's animatronics. The hosts of these places are animatronic.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, no.
I bet you it's not cash. You probably just tap the thing. It prints out. There's probably workers in there too, but it would be so cool to do that. I want to go so bad. Droid Depot. Here we go. You can build your very own droid. These are probably the super
expensive.
No, these ones are 12 inches tall.
Okay.
It lights up, makes sounds, and you have to activate it. That's funny. And you can operate it by remote control. They have C3PO toy that interacts with you. That's cool. And then clothes, of course.
Of course you need
clothes.
To look good.
You can buy your costumes there.
Those are some good-looking costumes.
It's all licensed stuff.
Well, yeah, but you can have poor quality licensed stuff.
True. This stuff is amazing. Clothes, you can buy your resistance stuff, your first order stuff. That's a lot of stuff, guys. There is so much stuff.
And that's probably only the first batch of stuff they've come up with.
Well, that's just what they've taken pictures of and put on the internet. That's insane. It's too much.
That's a very expensive holiday for some people.
Fudge. Trying not to swear here, but God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That is so much stuff. And then there's I saw a picture, it's like Luke's little bento box from Dagobah when he like opens it up and he's like, I've got these things. It's like, stop taking my food, Yoda, you jackass. And it's like his little bento box. I bet you it's full of candy. I want that. Somebody go get that for me. Unless it's full of nuts, then I'm screwed. But go get me the candy. And then, okay, the other thing that we got to talk about is the milk.
The milk.
I'm barfing in my mouth. I'm throwing up in my mouth just talking about it.
The article I read assured me that it was a beverage designed for warm weather. So it doesn't have any milk in it at all.
It comes in blue and green,
just
which
like
Matt can't
Luke.
tell the difference between. Because he's colorblind and I like being an asshole about it.
Uh-huh.
You should see the look on his face.
The darkest stink eye.
He looks more like my icon, and I look like his icon right now. Right down to the hair being crazy.
Yep.
Oh, God. Okay, I'm barfing in my mouth. Citrus and melon berry.
Yeah.
Melon is disgusting. Any melon is disgusting. I like it if you give me a fucking watermelon, I'll eat it. I said the F word, I'm sorry. If you give me a watermelon, I will eat it. But anything that is fake melon flavor is gross. Okay? Fight me. It's gross. I don't love it.
And then the green stuff is citrus-y. So like, and it's,
God.
It's a rice base drink. So like, again, they've got very smart people involved in this. So I'm really hoping they knew. Well, yeah,
they're probably trying to mitigate. Nobody's allergic to rice.
Yeah.
If you are allergic to rice, it's something else. It's not actually the rice. Like rice is. They're trying to mitigate allergens, so no milk. Plus, you don't want to drink. Actually, that's not true. Think about it. Like you go and get your Dole Whip, which is like ice cream and fruit juice.
But it's also the texture of a smoothie and not actual milk.
Is it?
Yeah, it's more like a smoothie.
Oh, so it's more like we're getting into like butterbeer territory then, where you can get like the frozen caramel butterbeer at the Harry Potter world. Okay. Still gross. I'm still puking in my mouth. Moving on. Let's talk. We didn't put this in the news because we wanted to dedicate. We have been on the air for 40 minutes already, so that's okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this Vanity Fair Star Wars preview image business because, oh my God, like every one of these pictures that has come out is like a work of art.
Yeah, they've really given us a lot to look at in only a couple of images, because there's that Knights of Ren,
who are confirmed to be back. That has been confirmed.
That's exciting.
The Knights of Ren are going to be in there. The fact that the one is holding that axe thing that was pointed out as being in Paul Bettany's character in Solo, it's in his office. That's the exact same thing. And that has been confirmed to be a historical artifact of some kind, and that was intentional, not just them reusing the props, which is always what I joke. Oh, they're just reusing the props because they're cheap. Which is,
well, they gotta cut corners where they can.
Right? There are new characters.
Yeah.
Carrie Russell is playing one of them.
Yeah, that gold helmet is
Zori
really
Bliss
cool.
In the gold helmet. Yeah, that is amazing.
Are those lightsabers or blasters? I don't even know.
We should blow it up later and have a check. And then, Richard Grant. Richard E. Grant is coming in as Allegiant General Pride. It's just...
Yeah.
There's so much to talk about. I just... Every picture is a work of art. Yeah. The horses, those horse things. There's a new planet. There's a new icy planet called, like, Kimchi or something. It's not Kimchi, it's Kimiji or something like that. Kimiji. Kimiji. Lando on the Falcon.
Yeah.
Lando on the Falcon.
Billy D. Williams. I am so excited to see him on screen again as Lando.
In his Boy hasn't gotten new clothes in like 30 years, though, bro. Like,
Hey, when you got a style that is better than everyone else's, why change?
I don't care that he hasn't changed, but those are the same clothes.
He doesn't wear his stuff hard, I guess. I don't know.
He has lots of clothes.
He's not tumbling around on the ground like
he has lots
Han
of
Solo
clothes.
does all
he
the
has
time.
lots of clothes. I don't know. I mean, it's iconic and everything, but like, I'm gonna cry my face off at this movie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry so
cry
much. Those horse things are rad.
Much. Yeah. Did they just dress up horses?
I don't know. We'll find out when they do behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, just like that crystal fox thing.
The Vulpines.
I can't remember.
Or whatever. I just mess up. I
cool.
never know the names of anything, and I mess them all up.
Using a practical puppet for some of those things is just a stroke of friggin' genius, and those people put together a brilliant puppet.
They do. It's amazing. I don't know what else to talk about. Like, these pictures are so overwhelming. There is so much we can just, like... There is so much to speculate about. I can't wait for... I will actually go see this in theaters. I haven't seen a Star Wars movie in theaters because I get motion sick so badly.
Yeah.
That I haven't been able to go see any of the current Star Wars in theaters, but we just buy them anyway. So... And I like the showdown, whatever's going on there between Kylo and Rey.
Yeah, in the water.
Yeah. Are we getting a dark cave moment?
I don't know.
She kind of already got her dark cave moment.
She did. I read something about that moment and how it was reminiscent of something else. Now I can't remember.
You're very good at this. You're very good at researching and writing stuff down for me.
I didn't know I was going to be covering that topic.
Oh, well, we'll talk about it later then.
Yeah.
We know that Carrie Fisher is going... That picture of Luke with R2-D2 is like... I'm putting that as my background. I'm going to change...
That is an incredible
Going to change out my Thor's hammer. So we know Luke's back. We know Carrie Fisher is going to be in the movie.
Yeah.
Because they worked. They're working her in with previous footage, which means she's not getting anything. Like, it's very sad. She's going to get an off-screen. I will actually legitimately pay money. Like, I will bet money that she's going to get an off-screen death.
Yeah, or be in a spaceship as it explodes.
Yeah, off-screen death.
Okay.
Like, she's not going to be on-screen. Like, you know how Han Solo got an on-screen death? We were there when he got stabbed. Like, we were there. She's going to get an off-screen. Right. I would bet money. And I didn't want to talk about this because I'm going to cry. Yeah, I can't even talk about it.
All right.
We're going to move on. Actually, no, I'm going to mention it. Billie Lourd has requested that her character, Carrie Fisher's daughter, has requested that her character be inserted into scenes with her late mother.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, she was in the 2 previous movies. She was the little blonde girl with like the braids on her head, and she was like a handmaiden or whatever you want to. She was there with Leia. They mentioned her a couple of times, and yeah, I'm gonna cry. But these pictures are amazing. I cannot wait for this freaking movie.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
I'm very, very excited.
So excited. And yeah. One of the other things that came out of this, that picture of Poe just like chilling with Lando in the...
Yeah.
Oh, Poe. Oh, Poe. One of the things that they were talking about, too, speaking of this, is that there were specific character paths that were established from the beginning and were not altered from the beginning, with J.J. Abrams leaving for the second installment and it being switched. So all the things, like, there were things that were established and are actually happening and have been since the beginning. This has been confirmed by both Adam Driver and J.J. Abrams. And so, yeah, it's extremely exciting to see all of this stuff happening. Hey, Dominic Monaghan's in this next one.
Yeah. Oh, there was also some other
I didn't
news.
hear about that. That's cool.
Matt Smith was apparently on the credits, but has been removed, and we're not sure if they just wrote him out of the script or they want him as a surprise character.
I don't know. I forgot about that. Yeah, like Doctor Who, Matt Smith, Doctor Who.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Matt Smith, so I don't care. Like, I guess he could probably act reasonably.
He was a decent actor.
Yeah.
He's a good actor.
I'm just not a fan of him.
Fair. I didn't know Dominic Monaghan's in that. That's cool. That's my, Mary from Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
From Lost.
Love him.
Yeah.
So adorable.
Yeah. But so there's all this stuff. It's like there's there's a lot. It's really exciting. I'm very excited for that one. The fact that it's all already been sort of, it hasn't been changed. It's all still going with what J.J. Abrams had originally set out, and then Rian Johnson's movie. J.J. Abrams said that it has now made him rethink the way he's doing this movie, making it has really encouraged him to work from his gut rather than the work from your lizard brain instead of your marketing brain. Like, there is a difference.
And the fact that Lucas has been involved with this as well is pretty cool. Because
I'm very looking forward to this movie. The more we get about it, the cooler it sounds, and I'm legitimately excited. I don't think I've been excited for a Star Wars movie for quite a while. But the more that I see coming out about this, because I was like, we don't need Solo. But then I loved Solo, and then I was like, I don't really want this trilogy, but I'm enjoying it. So I'm super, super duper excited for this. Want to take a quick break?
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break to pull in the second advertisement. Tonight's stream is sponsored by Twitch streamer StarPop. Chill games, insomnia streams, and an abundance of puns. StarPop is back in playing Magic the Gathering Arena and all of your favorite DS, N64, and GameCube games almost every night. Twitch.tv/StarPop. You going to come back?
Yeah.
Alright. We don't like doing the ads too much because it's a lot. It's a lot. But let's talk about our main topic. We've been very excited for this. The Unnamed Jedi. And this is the whole point of tonight's show. A lot of the Jedi Council and the Jedi in general seem to just be there as set decorations and scene fillers. They don't have much to say or do except look like they're supposed to be there. Much like the Senate, there are hundreds of podiums filled with aliens and humanoids alike who don't contribute much except a sense of fullness, bringing life to the scene and making us wonder who these unnamed Jedi are. So let's get right into it. This discussion is pretty brief because we're talking about background characters who may or may not have had a lot of history, so we're going to be bouncing around between mediums. Film, comics, television shows, movies. That's the same as film. I don't know why I said that twice. It's all the same as we shine some light onto these unnamed and unknown Jedi floating around the Star Wars universe. You want to start with this?
Sure. Tor Diffusal.
I read that as diffusal. Like a pun.
Okay.
Tor Diffusal.
Tor Diffusal. I'm not going to argue it either way. It could be anything. An indiscriminate male Jedi of the Council. He was seen seated among the ranks with Yoda and was apparently vocal, interrupting Yoda quite often. We also
We have absolutely no idea who this guy is. We don't know if he's in the films, if this is just some random asshole on the side. Matt can't read notes. He's apparently
bad at reading out loud. I'm sorry.
We don't know who this guy is. Apparently he argues with Yoda a lot. I just, literally, we pulled up a thing. Here was a name. It doesn't say shit about him. Apparently, he was present at the trial of Padawan Dooku and Lori Nod, who are two characters we will talk about on a later episode. Maybe, if Matt is agreeable to that. I don't know. But we will talk about
Dooku's a big character. We're going to cover him.
With what? It's his birthday today.
Is it?
It's Christopher Lee's birthday and Vincent Price's,
well,
apparently.
Guess what? Now I need to cry some more.
Over Vincent Price? I didn't know you were that big of a horror fan.
Well, no.
Way to shut him down. Should I just finish the podcast by myself?
No. I'm here. I'm bad at reading. Which is why I watch movies and TV shows and you read.
Cool.
Yeah. Our next Jedi is Toon.
T''UN.
That's his name.
And he's another dude.
He's mentioned only briefly in Jedi Apprentice.
It's a book called Jedi Apprentice: The Uncertain Path. It was published in 2000.
Yeah.
He was one of the main characters in this book. Kind of. He was one of those. He was involved in he's the keeper of the data files on Jedi initiates. He is basically a librarian, specifically dealing with the Jedi rosters for people who are like initiated into the thing.
Huh.
All the younglings, all that other stuff he works with. He gets like, nobody is allowed to touch his shit.
That makes sense for most.
In the book, some files are stolen and Qui-Gon has to get them back. Stolen. I don't know. I don't remember how the book ends. That's literally all we know about this guy. Is it? I don't even know. He's a Bothan as far as I'm concerned. Maybe a dead one. Me. I don't know.
Oh. That's just uncalled for.
I think if I ever get a cat, I'm going to name him Bothan.
All right. Our next Jedi is unidentified, as in they didn't bother naming him. And this is the Gran, which is a race. They've got 3 eye stalks, and I believe you see a few of them throughout the Clone Wars series as Senate people, and I think you see a few of them in Jabba's palace.
Anyways, it's a 3-eyed mammalian-looking alien. It looks like a deer mixed with a cow mixed with E.T. They come from the planet Kinyan. They've got 2 stomachs and are naturally kind of psychic, I guess. I don't know. I was reading about it and I got bored. They're creepy looking. They're creepy cute. I got bored. They have great eyesight and see colors that humans can't. They have great eyesight because they have 3 eyes and 2 stomachs, and they evolved from, like, goat things. I'm not kidding. That is what a Gran is. I looked it up.
I didn't read that far into the Gran themselves. I just looked at the.
They're cute. They've got like 3 eyes that kind of like their faces are kind of I don't know. But what we see of this guy, he's literally sitting in there, and like he's in the comic, and you get a back picture. You see like his ear and the back of his head, and you can tell, and his eye stalks, and you know it's a Gran. That's literally basically it.
So there he was, the Jedi High Council, for no apparent reason.
Right. He was there during the Clone Wars. He was put on the Jedi High Council, and he while he was on the council, General Grievous was revealed to be the supreme commander of the droid armies, and then by 19 BBY, he was no longer on the council.
He may have died in battle.
Probably did. I don't even know if this dude was in the movies. Like, there's nothing about this guy.
Yeah.
It's so sad. It's so sad. He's this cute little ugly ass alien, and I love him.
Yeah. The next one
is another dude.
Still unnamed, but he has purple skin. So that is literally his describer.
He is the unnamed purple-skinned male Jedi. He was in the comics.
Yeah. And he does have a little bit more of a story, even though it's a very short story. He was also around during the time of Grievous's most heinous stuff. And he's famous for agreeing with an assassination plan put forward by Padawan Flynn Kylo. And then later, he was no longer a member of the council, which I guess the High Council doesn't like the idea of assassination, and they will just fire you for it.
Well, I mean, the Jedi weren't supposed to talk about assassination. They were all about peace and love and fighting robots or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
The Jedi were... Anyway.
they will slowly disappear, or like quietly disappear you, apparently. Purple skin or not.
You're slowly slip something in your drink and then send you off to the farm.
Exactly.
Like what they were going to do with Obi-Wan. They sent him to the farm.
Wow.
They sent him out.
This Jedi farm is getting pretty dark here.
Look, he got to live out the rest of his life after 19 BBY on the farm, okay? Mm-hmm. He went to the farm, Matthew. He's happy there on the farm. Maybe it's a moisture farm. Don't know. The Jedi have a couple of farms. Look, it's not like I was reading childhood lies this morning, and that is like the most common childhood lie that parents give. It's like, oh yeah, your pet, we sent him to a farm. Yeah. He can live out his life happy.
I don't like the idea of a moisture farm because I know what the Fremen do.
Get out of my office. You get mad at me for bringing up Star Trek and you bring up Dune? How dare you?
Oh.
I
had to.
Wow.
I had to.
Go. I'm going to send you to a farm.
Oh, no.
Maybe just your parents' farm.
No, like, that's even worse.
That's the worst farm. Oh, a dairy farm for the blue milk. The fake-ass blue milk that's actually made out of rice. Ugh. I'm going to throw up.
You can't mention it without
No, gagging. I'm literally gagging. Anyway, speaking of Flynn Kylo, let's talk about him for a second. He's another human male Jedi. Another dude. Holy shit. All these dudes, it's getting a little sausagey up in here. You think we're in Oktoberfest? Little sausages. I need a drink.
Apparently.
Mostly, I guess he's in the comics of the TV show? I don't know. Flynn Kylo. I just keep wanting to call him Flynn Rider.
He kind of looks like Flynn Rider.
He looks nothing like Flynn Rider. How dare you, sir?
He's not as good
You're
looking.
talking to the thirst trap here, like...
Never mind.
I'm not the thirst trap. I'm the one who's thirsty, who is all about the thirst traps. You can't...
Okay.
You can't do that
He looks nothing like Flynn Rider. He's just a white guy with brown hair and average build.
And very angry.
Well, he wants to assassinate robots. So
basically everything we know about him. Cabo's master, T'Chuka D'Un. There's apostrophes. T'Chuka.
Huh?
T'Chuka D'Un. You have to... It's so stupid. Was killed by General Grievous on a mission to Vandos to rescue Ambassador... I'm not pronouncing that. Qui-Yen.
Qui-Yen.
Qui-Yen. Did you know there's 3 Y's in Kashyyyk?
No.
It was 2. Qui-Yen. As a result, he gathered a band of Jedi to seek out Grievous and kill him, something the Jedi Council did not approve of. Eventually, they find him on a moon in the Anowat system, where he's keeping several young Padawans hostage. This guy's an asshole. Cody, Ty evacuated the Padawans, Kylo, and I'm not Bedard, Tone, battled Grievous with whatever. Tone was killed, and Kylo cut open a nearby gas pipe, trying to explode them because there was magma, apparently. This is just, like, the most convoluted shit.
Oh, they cover this all in the Clone Wars series.
So they blow him up. It doesn't kill Grievous. It just blows himself up with magma in a gas pipe. Or gas from a pipe into magma. There's magma. There's always magma.
Yeah. We got a girl.
Finally, we got a girl. Our next Our next...
Faye Coven.
Faye Coven. That is a pun. It's probably Coven.
Super is.
Faye Coven. Mm-hmm. That's the word Coven. It's probably not Coven. Probably Coven.
And I'm pronouncing them.
Finally, a lady. She's a pink-skinned cat lady who is literally a cat.
She has whiskers.
She is a cat.
She's kind of cute,
I guess. I don't know where she is. She had been serving the Order for 40-some years. She helped reorganize the Jedi Academy following the defeat of the Brotherhood of Darkness. She was the Grand Master that would lead the Order of the Galactic Republic into its golden age. She created the guidebook.
The first issue.
The first issue of the guidebook. She put down a bunch of regulations and ceremonies and yeah, she basically created the Jedi path. She wrote the book, she set it all down, and yeah. We don't know when she died, but Yoda remembers her from his time in the Academy. So, if Yoda's 8 million years old...
Yeah, she was around in eight something.
Her death is sometime after the year 896 BBY. Yeah. So she's. I know he's not 8 million years old.
Yoda
chat.
Been,
I know Yoda's not 8 million. I'm just being hyperbolic here.
8 or 900.
He's about the same age as Matt Smith's Time Lord.
Oh.
No, David Tennant's Time Lord. I think David Tennant was 900. I don't know. I was trying to make a joke. You ruined it. I ruined it. We all
stumbled out of the joke.
We all stumbled out of the joke. It's fine. So anyway, we finally have a lady. She's a pink-skinned cat lady. We love it. Faye Coven wrote the Jedi.
Yeah.
Wrote the Jedi path.
Incidentally,
wrote the whole.
There's 3 versions of that book.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, they took into
edited
put out
they continued
3 different versions. So,
well, Yoda. It says here that Yoda wrote in a volume of her guidebook that he remembered her from his years. So, was it just did she write all 3, or did they went and continued refining
they were
it?
Just
oh, it's stupid.
Refined, much like a regular textbook is just refined throughout the years to add or subtract info.
Cool. Well, we're moving on to our last but not least, our most requested background Jedi. Let's get this done with, because I gotta not be in this room anymore. It is so hot in here.
It is very warm.
Oh my god.
Yaddle.
Let's talk about Yaddle. The person who requested Yaddle be brought up. I hate that name, Yaddle. The person who requested it isn't even here for this episode, and I'm gonna...
You can listen later.
I'm gonna throw them in the trash. Yaddle.
The only other one of Yoda's race that we see, and I don't know why they didn't just give Yoda's race a name.
Literally, they haven't given her a name.
Yoda's race.
Yoda's race, no name.
Yaddle, and from the making of the movie standpoint, the concept was originally young Yoda. But then they didn't have a scene to actually have young Yoda in, so they just used that concept art to create Yaddle.
Okay, now let's point out that Yaddle was in one scene, in one movie, and was mentioned, made a big deal out of it in one of those mail order Star Wars kids, magazines that you got. You subscribe in the back of a comic book, send in, your mom sends in a check, and you get this comic book. It was made a big deal of that, oh, there's a girl Yoda, because at the time, there weren't a lot of girls there weren't a lot of girls in the thing, and it was a big deal because this was right around the time when Lord of the Rings was getting super criticized for not having female characters, not having girls in the movie, even though like all the Riders of Rohan were eventually played by women. Off topic, it was a big deal. And it's like, ooh, it's Yaddle. Ooh, it's a girl. Oh, look, it's a girl Yoda. I hate the way she looks.
Especially in that one scene where she just looks...
I hate it.
So bad. Like,
ironically, Yaddle was puppeteered by a man.
I know. And he's gone and done, actually, some really good stuff as well. Mm-hmm. But, yeah. He was not asked back to do Yaddle ever again. Because no one likes her. Except for some people.
There's nothing about her. There's literally, like, nothing. We're on the Wikipedia. We're both scrolling through the Googles.
She was apparently quiet.
Ooh. She was present during the evaluation of Anakin Skywalker when he was 9 years old. She was present... somewhere else.
Yeah. The one thing that I could say that like is kind of interesting is she was one of the only Jedi in most of history to have had this one force power where she could slow the internal organs of an opponent to the point where they would just die. She could just force kill people.
That would 100% be my power.
But she wasn't in the Jedi Council at the time of the massacre. So she couldn't help anyone with her extremely powerful power. Yep.
Chat thinks it's terrifying.
Exactly.
It would 100% be my power. That and lightning. That's all I care about. I wish I could hate you to death. Ugh. Furthermore, she dies. She dies at some point because, according to this, what I'm reading, shortly after the Battle of Fortress Vader, he enters a portal constructed by Lord Momin to resurrect Padme, and then he walks through visions. He sees Yaddle with a bunch of other lightsabers, and he stabs her in the chest. So, she's apparently dead. It's weird. I don't freaking know. Her seat was eventually taken by Shaak Ti, who is the character that I wanted to talk about because I couldn't think of her name. I love Shaak Ti.
She is incredible in the Clone Wars series. I love her character.
That is something for elsewheres. But I like Shaak Ti. That's cool. Let's talk about Yaddle some more, though.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. There's nothing.
Yep. Ian McCraig is, or Ian McCaig, there is no R, is,
has done the sketch, yep.
Yeah, did the concept art.
And she was puppeteered by a dude. That's Phil Easton.
Yeah, Phil Easton.
That's it. That's all Yaddle knows. She didn't have any speaking lines. She's just like Lady Yoda. She looks like a...
Like Yoda looks better. Yaddle, I don't like
They put a wig on him. Like it's like... Mm-hmm. It was like she looks like a dollar store Yoda wearing a wig.
Kind of, yeah.
Like just an off-brand Yoda wearing a wig.
And it's a bad wig.
It's just bad.
But, I don't know.
She trained Oppo Rancisis?
Yeah, a snake dude.
The hell is that thing?
Well, you're going to have to take and look up that species. The
Thespiation. That's like Thespiasian. Thespiasian?
Yeah, like
Thespiasian.
They're snake
He's
dudes
a snake dude with
like
furry face. The art looks better than the actual. Like
they apparently have 4 arms.
So he's a Naga. He's basically a Naga. And that was who she trained.
Yep.
Who is this guy? What does he do?
He was also on the High Council, but he has apparently done more than she has.
Holy crap! There is like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
He's behind Kit Fisto and Shakti. Oh, and then he was in the show.
Yep.
We'll talk about him later, I guess. Yaddle. Let's talk about Yaddle. There's nothing else to talk about.
We should
Yaddle.
probably
We've been on. We've been here for we've hit our hour because we were a little bit late, so we're well over an hour. Right. But my God, Yaddle. She's a Force-sensitive female being of the same species as Yoda, who is the Grand Master and was a member of the Jedi Council. She trained a Padawan. And she was still apparently on the High Council. She can kill people with her mind.
Yep. And before you get on us, we are not going into Legends. We are all canon all the time.
Bullshit. Why? What's in Legends?
Stuff.
She has stuff! Oh my God, there's stuff under this tag! What? Oh, Matthew?
No, this has all been erased from canon. Like,
is that what Legends means on the Wikipedia?
Yep.
There was stuff. Well, the guy who requested this is actually not here and didn't know all of this. So we'll talk about this later. So
he can get at us.
He can get at us. Yaddle in canon did absolutely nothing. In Legends, in the uncanon stuff, she did stuff, and how dare you not tell me about this beforehand?
Literally, I clicked on it because I'd never clicked on it before, and I felt like putting my foot in my mouth.
Oh my God. Well, in canon, Yaddle does nothing. Yaddle was pointless and created for pointless reasons, and then all of her other stuff was retconned out of existence. It is hotter than... It's much warmer than a tauntaun in here. So I'm calling it quits. I have talked about everything. This has been aggressive negotiations. I'm getting the hell out of this room. I feel like it's like Mustafar all up in this bitch.
Yeah, and it's starting to smell worse than a tauntaun.
That's you. That is 100% you.
Hey.
Smelling worse than the inside of a tauntaun.
I guess it is.
Don't call me out like that. Don't you put me on blast.
I'm not calling anyone out.
Call himself out.
Yeah.
It's hotter than two suns up here. We're gonna go. Thanks for joining us tonight. Next week we're gonna, let's see. We gotta roll a dice. We roll a dice every episode to figure out what we're doing next week. So let's roll a dice. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. Planets! We're talking about planets next time. Or a planet.
We don't know which one.
We don't know what we're doing yet. If you guys are interested, hit us up over on Twitter at OnComicsGround. Let us know what you want us to talk about for planets next week. Hopefully there will be some other random stuff that we can actually talk about. Sometimes news is great, sometimes not. But anyway, thanks for joining us. It is warmer than a tauntaun in here, and it smells about as great.
Yep.
You dink.
It doesn't smell that bad.
He's just being a jerk.
I'm being hyperbolic.
Does it smell bad in here?
No.
Okay, I'm just like, all I smell is like sage and Florida water. So orange and lavender and sage and cloves.
Am I not using the word hyperbolic properly?
No, you're hyperbole. Yeah.
Okay.
It's hotter than the hyperbolic time chamber in here. Anyway, thanks for joining us, you guys. We have been all over the galaxy and all over with these crazy references. My name is Kai. This is Matt. Thank you again for joining us. Matt, do you have anything else that you want to say before, as a closing statement, before we get out of here?
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you guys. We will see you next week. Have a great night.
See ya.